Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, this is baby girl's 3-month update. I say baby girl because she still doesn't have a name. I know that's really bad, but I find it really hard to choose baby names, and obviously there's usually a 6-week deadline. So with all my sons, I was pretty much up to the 6-week deadline. Apart from the third one, actually, I did know what I wanted to call him. This time, because of COVID, the deadline's relaxed. It's usually 42 days and they've relaxed it. So I have quite a few names, but I do keep changing them. I have booked her appointment, but I haven't got one until May. I do have a short list of what I prefer, and it's probably out of 2. So hopefully in her next update, she'll have a name. I'm still breastfeeding her, which is obviously going really well. I'm definitely finding it a lot easier than I was before. I don't think it's as demanding, I think because she's getting older now. It's easier. So I know if I feed her, she's good for an hour and a half to 2 hours. So whereas before they're quite on demand feeding, I have to feed them even if you've just fed them. But now I know she'll be fine. So I find it a lot easier. Feed her, put her down. I'm not sure how long I'll breastfeed. I'll just keep going until she stops. So my son, who I breastfed for a year, I only stopped because he was biting me. And that was just before he turned 1. I'm not sure when I'm going to actually feed her food. With my sons, it was around 4 months. I know the recommended guideline now is 6 months, but 4 months really works for us. My babies are all big babies, and I just think it gets to the point where milk's just not enough for them. Well, they're all great eaters now, and they have no allergies, so it's not done anything wrong for them. So I think I'll probably feed her at 4 months, which will be next month. So in terms of sleeping, in the day she feeds for up to 10 minutes, and then she will sleep for half an hour. So she always has half an hour naps, and she has one longer nap, which can be anything up to 2 hours. So I feed her, and then she'll sleep with me for half an hour, and then she'll probably be awake for an hour before I feed her again. So in the day, I think I feed her on average about 7 times. She's getting so much easier to put down, because I spoke to my mum and I said I can just never put her down. She cries so much. And my mum said I was exactly the same, and to just put her down a little bit more gradually and she'll get used to it. So I did start to do that, and it's really worked. She goes down so much better. And she's really happy when she's down. We also bought her some toys, so she didn't have anything, and she really enjoys them. So that's really helped. I can get a lot more done. So I've got a really good routine going, which I'm really happy with. If you watched my last video as well, you would have seen that she was sleeping on me in the evenings, and then we brought her up when we came up, and then sometimes we watched a film upstairs while she slept in her next to me, which is right there. But Curtis said, like, we need to start putting her down. I couldn't do anything in the evening. She would just sleep on me from 6:30, 7 till we went to bed. So it trapped me to the sofa a little bit. And I know people say don't leave babies alone, but it works for us. We have our bedroom door open, and she sleeps in her next to me cot, and we have a baby monitor. I start bathing her around 5 o'clock in the evening, and then I bring her upstairs and dress her, and she goes in a grow bag. So I put her in a grow bag, and then I feed her, and it's probably around 5:30, between 5:30 to 6ish. Usually she feeds for up to an hour, so I'll just sit up here. I'll just go on my phone while I'm feeding her. Mostly she does want to feed, so I put her down and she'll cry, and I feed her again. And then I put her in her crib, and I go downstairs, and then the boys will go to bed not long after. But she's settling really well. The first day we did it, she slept 7.5 hours, I think. We've been doing this for about 2.5 to 3 weeks, but usually it's about 4 to 5 maybe. It's getting longer, so she will sleep anything between 3 to 7 hours, but we've not got up to the 7 only once. Yeah, I know they do say 6 months, and it's against the guidelines, but all my other sons went up to bed at that sort of age, which is, she was about 2.5 months, and it's just what works for us. So it might not work for anyone, and it might not be something that you're comfortable with doing, but it's always worked for me. And I think it's nice for her to get a proper sleep, because obviously she's a growing baby and they need undisturbed sleep, especially at night time. So I know they say when you breastfeed, your periods take longer to come back, so mine haven't come back yet. I feel like they came back with my last. I had an ultrasound, which I mentioned on my last video. So I had an ultrasound because I had some bleeding, but obviously it has completely stopped now. It's stopped since I called the doctor about it. And I went to the ultrasound, and she showed me everything, and she said everything is absolutely normal. So I'm waiting for my smear. I last had a smear when I was 21, and I know they say the age is 23, I think, but I definitely had one at 21, and then I've not had one since. So I am waiting for a smear. I have to wait until I'm 12 weeks postpartum. Every time I have a baby, I don't think I get hair loss. Well, I've never noticed losing it, but I always grow it back like this really badly, and I just get so much of it. So I've got loads of that again. So, as I said, I bought her some toys, so I'll show you the toys we bought her. I wasn't sure what to get. I feel like every time I have a baby, I forget what you're supposed to do again. I will show you the toys I bought. So, this is VTech. And it's a little ladybird. It was £13 on Amazon. It was more expensive everywhere else I looked. Amazon was the best price. These are a piano, and it's got a day and night mode. So that's one of the toys I got because I thought she needed some interactive things. Although she can't do it herself, we put it on for her. So at day it's really light and nighttime it's really quiet, but we don't really use nighttime mode. But I do recommend that. I like that toy. This is another one I bought, which was £19. So I did think that was quite expensive. It is really good because it's really loud and bright, and she loves looking at things like that. So it's got a singing mode, a counting mode, and a microphone. If you press it, you can say something and she sings it. That is a Fisher price, I think. Yeah, that's a Fisher price. And that was £19 on Amazon again. Another thing we bought is, like, I've already got her a playmat, but I realised it was really boring. I think I more bought it because I like the look of it. So now I know that was silly. I won't do that again. So we got this one, which has got a piano. I'll show you. It's really hard when I'm feeding her, but it's quite long, and then it's got a piano section on it. And it is really good. So you can adjust the piano to move it up and down. So we've adjusted it like that because that works for her feet, and she kicks it while she's laying there. But that was £18 on Amazon. I think it's just a China make, and you can get like Fisher Price ones for £45, I think, around that sort of price, which I think is really expensive. When I saw this for 18, I thought it was perfect. Also, I love the colours. I really like pale pinks, and the Fisher Price ones like bright colours or bright pinks. And to me, this was absolutely perfect, and I really do recommend it. It works really well. I'd say it's just as good as any Fisher Price one. They did also have it in a blue colour, so they do have a boy version. The last thing we bought was, like, I think it's Red Kite. I know their stuff's not very expensive. It might have been £15-16. But she can sit up in it. So she obviously can't sit up on her own. And they say it's recommended from 6 months. This goes on the top of it. So it's like a book and a mirror. And then you put that on there. And she obviously can't sit up on her own. But we do sit her in it and prop it round with cushions so that she can sit up properly. We obviously don't leave her on her own. We put some toys around her and she really likes it. That is everything that I have to say for her 3-month update. Hopefully on her 4-month I will have a name. But thank you so much for watching. I hope it was interesting if you have a child around the same age. And if you have any questions, then please leave them below, or anything you'd like to say, and I will get back to you. I upload every Monday at 6:30. So thank you so much, and hopefully I will see you on my next video.